Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Local District Northeast module on building your own choice boards. I am your math coordinator, Lisa Melton Pizzuto. Today, we're going to learn about how choice boards can help support differentiation, agency, and student choice. We're also going to learn a little bit about how to make your own choice board. Our agenda is to learn about the purpose and role of choice boards. We're going to have a mini choice board workshop where you will get to learn and practice some of the elements of building your own choice board. You'll get some resources as well to help you make your own choice board. First, we want to direct you to our Local District Northeast job aid on setting up a choice board. This job aid is at bit.ly/LD Northeast Choice Board Job Aid. It is case sensitive, so make sure you are typing in the capital letters in the correct places so that you can access the job aid. When you get there, you'll see a link to this video tutorial, as well as resources and a step-by-step guide to help support you in building your own choice board. You will also see a blank choice board template at bit.ly/LD Northeast blank choice board template. You can use this to help you design your own choice board from scratch. One of the resources that we want to share with you is a choice board about choice boards. Here, you can click on resources in any of the rows to learn a little bit more. The top row has video resources, the middle row has resources to explore various choice board samples and templates, and the bottom row is where you can read more from various bloggers about student choice, differentiation, and the value of choice boards. You can access this on the LD Northeast Job Aid. Let's learn a little bit more about the purpose and role of choice boards. One of the most manageable ways to foster engagement is through choice boards, playlists, and learning menus. They allow for options and opportunities for differentiation, student choice, and assessment. As teachers consider what type of activities to design, it's important to keep differentiation in mind. You can choose to differentiate by allowing students to decide the various types of things on a choice board. What will they produce after or while engaging with the content of the choice board? How will they engage with the information? Which level of complexity are they ready for? Which activity appeals to their interests and should be accessible to them on the choice board? The two blogs highlighted on this slide are also accessible to you on the choice board resource for teachers that was featured in the previous slide. We can also use choice boards to help monitor student understanding and check to see where students at in their learning. We can ask students to record audio or video responses on choice board content, require students to fill out a Google form, exit ticket, or a quiz, set up a Socrative or Kahoot quiz for them to take, or simply ask for them to create or submit an assignment on paper. The choice board is not a new concept in education, but it's a great way to differentiate, prioritize student-centered instruction, and build in alternative forms of assessment. You might also consider making an assessment into a choice board itself, with multiple performance tasks or options that allow students to demonstrate an understanding of the content and skills in different ways. Now let's begin with our mini choice board workshop. For our workshop, we're going to practice building these elements of a choice board. We're going to practice adding a YouTube video into a choice board, adding a website link, a Google Jamboard link, an instructional resource from one of our curriculum, and a Google Drive file. Here is what our mini workshop practice choice board will look like. This will help to ensure that we get to practice all of these elements. The first thing we're going to do is look at the choice board grid. Here is the bit.ly that you will use to access your workshop choice board. bit.ly/workshop choice board. The bit.ly is case sensitive. This will force you to make your own copy of the workshop choice board, and the following mini videos will help walk you through the process of how to build the workshop choice board on your own, so that you can use your knowledge to build your own choice board for your own classroom. Now, let's make sure we know what the workshop screenshot page looks like. For your workshop, slide 2 already has screenshots of the images you'll need to build your workshop choice board. The job aid that I mentioned earlier contains links to videos on how you can learn to take your own screenshots on a PC, a Mac, or a Chromebook. But for now, we've provided the screenshots for you so that you can concentrate on the other elements of the workshop. Now, let's begin with the workshop. As you're watching the sections of the video, go ahead and pause at the moments where you would like to practice for yourself or with others.
Hello everyone, this is Jen Kraus, your elementary ELA coordinator for Local District Northeast. And now we're going to walk through how to insert a video from YouTube into a choice board. So I'm going to be doing that in our sandbox choice board on slide 3. So you can see here that there's some directions, and I want to put my video right here in this open spot. So the first thing I need to do is to go into YouTube to select the video that I'd like to put into the choice board. So I've selected this Silent E song, and of course I would make sure to preview the entire video for its content so that it's ready for my students. And I'm going to click on that video, and that's the one I'm looking for. So I'll go into the top here and I will get this link. So I'm just going to highlight the link and I'm going to copy the link. And now I'm going to go into my choice board. And the nice thing is that Google Slides has a great way to insert a video from YouTube that makes it a really simple process. So I'm going to go to Insert in this top menu, and I'm going to click Insert Video. And you're going to see here that this is ready. It'll say YouTube, and it's ready to take a link from YouTube. So you'll see there's URL, there's Google Drive, there's different places that you can get your videos from. But in this case, we're going to do YouTube. And I'm going to paste that link of that Silent E video, and I'll click on the magnifying glass. And then you'll see this little thumbnail of the video shows up with a description, and that's the one I'm looking for. So I will click it, and you'll notice that it creates that blue illumination around it, and it will make it so that this select lights up. So now I'll click select, and it'll say creating video, and now you'll see that my video has been inserted into my choice board. So now that I have my video, I am able to move it. I can adjust the size a bit as well so that I can make it a little bit larger for my students. Now, one more feature you see on the right here is some format options. So if, for example, you found a longer video, but you only wanted your students to watch a portion of the video, you can enter a start and end time, and that will make that video go to the length based on the times you entered in. So that's another option. In this case, the whole video is only about 2 minutes, so that is perfect for what I'm looking for. So now you'll see that when I push present, that I have this button that I can click on, and there's my silent video ready to be part of my choice board for my students. All right, so that's how you insert a YouTube video into your choice board. Now, for today's session, where we're going to be making this workshop choice board, we put the link to the YouTube video right here in the bottom of the slide in the notes section. So you can see it right here. It says YouTube link. So today when you are practicing, you can just copy that YouTube link right from the bottom of the slide. Again, you'll go to Insert Video, and mine is already showing that video because we put it in before, but when you go in there, it will be empty, and you will put in the link. Again, search, click on it, select, and then it'll insert your video right into your choice board. Thanks for watching.
everybody. This is Lisa, your elementary math coordinator for Local District Northeast. And I'm going to show you how to hyperlink an image on your choice board. So here we are in our workshop choice board. And what I want to do right now is I want to hyperlink to one of the math games that I want my students to play. I already have the directions there for students, but now I want them to actually go to that website. And I have the website actually right here in the note. Here's a little glimpse of the game that I chose. Students would start and begin a level. There are directions here that also explain what all the different levels are, but they're going to click a square to begin and the highlighted squares will show up. Now, since I've clicked the pineapple, I'm only going to be able to connect to other pineapples that are nearby. I won't be able to get the pineapples that are in this corner. And there's only one pineapple in each square with 8 squares. So the answer here is 8. So I can earn points by answering the questions correctly, but I also want to select carefully. If I select these oranges over here, I'm only going to be connected likely to just this one single group of oranges. But if I select this set of oranges up here, you can see how it's interconnected to multiple groups, 20 groups as a matter of fact, and I can earn more points that way. So there is a little fun strategy to this game. So I want my students to play this awesome game. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the images from my slide and I'm just going to copy and paste. So I can copy by clicking on right click and copy. And that way I can copy any image from the slides. I can also use the keyboard shortcut to copy, which is Command C for copy, and then Command V for paste. And then I'm going to need to resize this particular image. If you're on a PC, it would be Control C or Control V on your keyboard. So this is the image I want to use. Maybe I also want to bring this one over, and I might want to bring over one of the little hands. So once I have that placed exactly where I want it, I'm going to go and copy my website link. And then I'm going to click on the image. I must have the image clicked and selected in order to see the little paperclip where I can insert a link. And then I'm going to paste my link in, Command V or Control V, or just right click paste and click apply. Now, if I want to make sure all the images are linked, I can go ahead and click each one and link them. And that way, no matter which image they click on, they will get to the website. So now let's watch what the student experience will look like. In present mode, when students are looking at this actual slide, once they click on an image, they will be taken directly to the game to start playing. And that'll be true if they click on the little parrot, since I've linked that too, or on the hand. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Lisa, your local district elementary math coordinator. And I'm going to show you how you can insert a Google Jamboard link into your choice board, where it's a Jamboard that you want all the students to interact with and collaborate on in one document. So here I have my choice board frame, and you can see the space right here where I'm going to eventually link to the Google Jamboard slide. When students will click there, they'll end up going to this particular slide for a number talk Jamboard, and it has directions there for what they're going to be doing. For our workshop on choice boards today, we put the link to the Jamboard here in the notes for you. So go ahead and click on this link. What you're going to notice is that it is a copy of a Jamboard. This is because we need you to have your own copy of the Jamboard for you as the teacher, and you're going to be using this copy to share with your students. When you click on it, you'll see that it is named Copy of Pumpkin Jamboard. And so you can rename this. You can also move it to a different location in your Google Drive if you would like to. and save it in a spot where you can refer back to it later. This particular Jamboard has directions for students. What do you notice? How many? How do you know? It says here that 2 students can answer on each frame. And so this particular image is repeated on 15 frames so that 30 students in a class could interact on the same Jamboard at the same time. They just need some direction on which frame to go to. You might assign students to a particular number so that they always go to a certain number in the Jamboard frames, or you might decide to let students freely select which frame they want to work on if it's a frame that is empty and has space. There is a little post-it here for student directions on how they should write their name on the Jamboard. And of course, here are the tools that you can use or students can use for a text box. They can use for the pen tool. They can use for the sticky note to go ahead and document their thinking on this particular Number Talk image. So if I want to share this document with students so that they have access to it, I need to change the sharing settings on the document. Right now, I'm the only one who can see this or have access to it because it is restricted. So I want to make a change here, and here I want to decide what level of security I want to allow for this particular document. If I click restricted, then I have to name the specific people who are going to use it. However, in this case, I want all the students to access the same Jamboard, and so I need to decide if I want to allow anyone with the link or only if you're logged into your LAUSD account to access it. This is a level of security you need to be thinking about, because if I allow anyone with the link, then that means anybody can access this Jamboard if they have the link, whether or not they are an LAUSD student or logged into their LAUSD account. If I select LAUSD, then I know students have to be logged into their MyMail account in Google in order to access this document. And you may need to show students how to do that or make sure they know what the restrictions are so that if they use a parent's computer, for example, or a parent's cell phone, and they're not able to get in, they know that they're going to need to switch over to their MyMail LAUSD in Google. So the other thing I need to change is the viewer or editor access. Here, I want students to have editing access because I need them to be writing in the Jamboard and annotating. So I need to change this to editor, not viewer. So this is the link that I want to use. I'm going to copy this link and then I'm going to hit done. So what I'm going to do on my workshop Jamboard is I'm going to go ahead and insert a text box over here, and I'm just going to paste this link right here just as a placeholder for now while I'm setting things up. I'm going to go ahead and decide what image I want to use for that particular Jamboard slide on my choice board, and here we have the pre-made images for you, ready to go. So I'm going to right click and copy the Jamboard icon, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste it right here on my slide. I'm going to move it around. Maybe I want to get one of the hands as well, and I'm going to go ahead and add that there so students know where to click. Now I could use the pictures of the pumpkins on this slide, but I want to leave an element of surprise to the Jamboard so students will be intrigued and excited to click on it. Now I need to hyperlink this image, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab the link to the Jamboard that I already changed the settings on, and I'm going to select my image and I'm going to click the paperclip and link to this particular image. I'm going to do that with the hand as well. That way both of them are linked. And then I don't need this link here anymore. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So now let's look at what the student experience will look like. When students are on this slide, when they click on the Jamboard icon, they're going to get taken directly to the pumpkin Jamboard that you want them all to be working on. And right here you can see the copy of Pumpkin Jamboard is still named copy of, because that was the original name to this particular document. Now you can see that students can select the frame they want to begin working on, and they can move forward and begin editing their work. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, this is Jen Kraus again, your elementary ELA coordinator, and now I'm going to show you how to take an instructional resource from Benchmark and put a direct for access link into a choice board. So the first thing that you're going to need is an image of the resource that you want to put in from Benchmark Universe. And so in this case, I'm going to be doing a leveled reader that I selected. This is an example of a 4th grade leveled reader. And for today, we already put the screenshot for you up here in slide 2, so you can just grab it. And it's this one here, hats off to the president. So I'm going to just copy this image and I'm going to put it into my choice board grid here and size it to my liking. I'm going to scoot this over actually a little bit to make a little more space. All right, so now that I have this image, what I want to be able to happen on my choice board is I want students to be able to click on this link and have it open in Benchmark Universe. So to do that, I need to go into Benchmark Universe. And here is my resource, and you're going to notice that there is a cogwheel. So I'm going to click on the cogwheel, and the last option says create link for direct access. And I want to click on that. And now it gives me this blue square here that says copy link. So I'm going to copy the link. And now I'm going to go into my choice board. And I'm going to click on the image. That's just the screenshot here. I'm going to go up into this top bar and get the insert link icon. And I'm going to paste that direct for access link and apply it. And now you'll see below it is where the link appeared. So now when my students click on this link, it will take them to the leveled reader that I have assigned. So there it is. And again, that's how you take a resource, and there's many resources on Benchmark Universe that have this cogwheel and link. You'll see it in Reader's Theater. You'll see it in some of the different games in primary. So for example, if I go into kindergarten and I scroll down to the different games, they also have that create link for direct access, and even some of the Heidi songs have the create link for direct access. So that's the link you want to use to link items in a choice board from Benchmark Universe. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, Jen Kraus again. So now that we have inserted a resource, which was a leveled reader, we might want our students to respond to their reading. And in this case, we're going to be using a graphic organizer to talk about some character traits. And so in order to do that, we're going to be using a Google Slide assignment, and we're going to link it to our choice board. So we're going to need an image to add the link to. So if you go into the workshop choice board here, we have an image on slide 2 of the graphic organizer that we're going to be using. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it right over here. And again, just size it to fit the space. So now that I have my image, now I'm going to open up the Google slide deck, and we'll take a look at that assignment that we're going to then link for our students. So again, this link is here in the notes section so that it's ready for you. This link is going to ask you to make a copy because you're going to add it to your own individual practice choice board. So this is what the graphic organizer looks like, just a bubble map. And you can determine how you might want to use this with your students. But in this case, we're going to have our students each select a slide in the deck. And so we added a text box here that says name so that the student could type in their name on the slide that they're going to use. And you'll see that this slide deck, we added slides so that each student could have one. So if you need to insert an additional slide, you just come up here to the slide. You can copy it and paste it so that you can just continue to add in some slides for your students. And in this case, we also put some text boxes over the graphic organizer here so that students are able to click on the bubble and write in their character trait that they are wanting to add. And so to insert a text box, you just go to this image up here in the menu. It says text box, and you click on it, and it allows you to draw your text box so that you can add that for students. So again, they can type into the text box. So when you're using Google Slides with students, you just want to remind them that they don't want to accidentally delete someone else's work. So to make sure that they find their one slide and put their name on their slide so that other students know that that's the one that they're going to be working on in the deck. Now, in order for students to be able to access this slide deck and be able to edit it, we have to visit the share settings, just as we did in the Jamboard video. So I'm going to go into share, and I'm going to take a look at the share settings. Now, for this one, it is set to edit, but I notice it says anyone on the internet. And so as we discussed before, we want to think about the LAUSD as the option just for our safety settings. So I'm going to set it to LAUSD so that when students log in, they would have to be using their LAUSD account. And now I can use this, and again, it's set to editor instead of viewer, because if it was only set to viewer, then students would not be able to type in the slide. So I want to also make sure that it is set to editor. So I have it on LAUSD editor, and now I can copy this link, and this is the link I can use now to add onto my choice board. I'm going to go back into the choice board, and I already have my image ready to go. I'm going to click on the link icon. I'm going to paste the link, click apply. And now when I open up my choice board in present mode and I click on this, it's going to take students right into that character traits bubble map. And again, they are going to be able to type into the slide that they determine because the text boxes are over that graphic organizer. And so that's a great way for linking a Google Slide assignment into a choice board. And now, as the teacher, if I want to see how my students are doing on this assignment, since I've made multiple copies of this slide, I can just scroll through the slide deck and check each student's slide for their work. So thanks for watching how to add in a Google Slide assignment to your choice board.
Hello, everyone. This is Lisa Melton, your elementary math coordinator for Local District Northeast. I'm going to show you now the last step that you're going to do with your choice board to interlink your slides. So here we have our completed mini workshop choice board with the different links and resources. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to fill in this frame. So we're going to need the clip art or the screenshots that we've taken earlier, and we're going to need to copy them and paste them into the correct spot so that they align with what we're looking for in our frame. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly copy those and paste them into the right places where I want them to be located so that students know what they're going to be clicking on. So now that I have these placed where I want them, you may have noticed that some of the hand icons are behind the picture. So what I want to do is I want to click on it, and I'm going to right click on my mouse or trackpad, and I'm going to change the order of them and bring them to the front. So that will place them in front of the image, And that way students will be able to see them and know where to click. Now, I'm not going to need this sample images slide anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that slide. And the next thing I need to do is I need to interlink my slides together. So when students click on this picture, I want them to go to slide 2. So I'm going to select the picture, I'm going to go back up to my paperclip, and instead of pasting a link, I'm going to select slides in this presentation. And I can see that I want them to go to slide 2 when they click there, and I'm going to hit apply. The same is true with the website link for the math activity. When they click on this image, I want them to go to slide 3. I'm going to click apply, and then the same is true for this one. I want them to go to slide 3, and I'm going to click apply. Then if you want to make any changes whenever you click on an image, you can actually copy this link or you can edit it. So I can make a change if I want to. If I don't want it to go to slide 3, I can change my mind about that. Or you can unlink or remove a link from a particular image. So it looks like all of my images are linked correctly. Now we're going to go ahead and look at what the student view of this is going to look like. So if students click on the Bazillion Silent E image, they're going to get taken to this particular slide. Now, I want them to be able to go back to the choice board, and I haven't linked that yet. So the next thing I need to do is I need to go ahead and link this button. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the button, and I'm going to click on the paperclip, and I want this to always take students back to the first slide, which is the choice board frame. So once I've done that one time, if I want to, I can copy this button. And instead of having to link them all and go back through, I could actually delete this button here and then paste the new button, and the linking is still activated. So I can go ahead and delete this button and paste the new button, and I can move a little faster with that because I can use my keyboard shortcuts to help with copy paste. So now let's test it out. If students are using the choice board in present mode, then when they click on it, they'll be sent to the slide with directions, and then they can click on the image to go to the website or the resource, for example. But now the back to choice board button will work and they'll go back to the main frame. Now, there's one other nuance to this which may be of interest to you, and that is if students click on the white section outside of the image, like so, they're going to be sent directly to the next slide. So this is fine if they click on this particular image because that is the next slide. But if they click on the Jamboard, for example, I want them to go to the Jamboard slide. And right now, because I've only linked the image itself, they have to actually click on the actual image in order to get there. If they accidentally click on the white space, they're going to go to the very next slide in the deck. So there is a trick I can use if this is something that you want to monitor or adjust. And what I can do is I can place a transparent square over this entire square on the choice board so that if students click anywhere on that shape, they will be taken to the correct slide. So this is, of course, an optional step, but it's something that may help you in the future depending on what you're having students select on the choice board. So in order to do that, I'm going to go up to insert and I'm going to insert a shape. I'm going to go ahead and pick a rectangle since that's what all my shapes look like. I'm going to go ahead and drag my cursor so that I can fill this space. So now I have a rectangle. And what I want to do is I want students, when they click on this rectangle, to go to the correct slide. The problem is that this rectangle is now filled with color, but we're going to fix that in just a minute. So here, this is a shape just like any other image, and I can link it. So I can click insert and I can say, I want students when they click on anywhere in this space to go to slide 2 and click apply. And then what I can do with this is I can change the fill to transparent. So now this is a transparent fill. The image is still there, but students don't see it. Instead, they see what is behind the image because I've made it transparent. And I can also change the border color to be transparent. So they don't even see this at all and it won't obstruct their view. I can move this around if I want to get back behind it to any of the things that I've added here. but it's important for you to know that this is now an overlay on top of your image. I can do the same thing with this one over here. So let me go ahead and insert a shape. I'm going to go ahead and insert a rectangle. I'm going to fill in this space. That way, even if students click on the white space, they're still going to get sent to the correct slide, no matter what. I'm going to go ahead and link this. If they click here, I want them to go to slide 3. I'm going to click apply. And now I need to get rid of this color. So I'm going to change the fill to transparent. And I don't really want this line, this green line around this shape. I'm going to change that to transparent as well. That way students won't even see it. Let me go ahead and fill in the rest, and then we will do a test together. So in present mode now, technically, I would have to normally click on this image in the exact spot where the image is located in order for me to go to the correct slide. But now that I've filled in this space with a shape, if students click anywhere in the white space, they're also going to be sent to the correct slide. So here we are, sent exactly to the correct slide. If I had not done that, then if students accidentally click on the white space, they would instead just go directly to the very next slide in the sequence, and they would not be able to go to the Jamboard slide like they're supposed to. So this is a little hack that may be of help to you. The final thing I want to show you is how you can share this slide deck with students. So in order to share it with them so that they don't actually see this version of the slides, what I want to do is go up to File, Publish to the Web. I'm going to select Publish and then click OK. Now I have a Publish to the Web link that I can use to give to students. When you shared this link with students, instead of them actually seeing the actual Google Slides, they're going to see the slide deck shown here in full view. They can move forward on the slides, of course, but they don't see all the behind the scenes setup. And so this link would be the link that you would share with students so that they don't have access to the actual Google Slides themselves. Instead, they're just seeing the finished product on the web. Thanks for watching. Congratulations, you've completed the workshop on choice boards. Now it's time for you to start thinking about making your own, but here are a few resources to help you get started. One of the things to think about is the format that you would like to use for your choice board. Choices can be strategically designed by the teacher to make sure students are getting access to all various levels of content, or to provide more choice and opportunities for them to choose their own path. In this example, each column represents math, ELA, or resources available for both. Here's another example of a choice board menu. In this example, students all start with the middle activity on the choice board, and then they choose one from the blue section and one from the yellow section. Here's another example of a choice board that looks more like a menu. Here, students would choose one option from each category to get a full meal. There are many places where you can find ready-made choice board slide deck templates. Slides Mania is just one of them. Underneath the Education tab, you can choose choice boards and games. Our final reminder of resources is that the job aid at bit.ly/LD Northeast Choice Board Job Aid has everything you need, including this tutorial, step-by-step directions, templates, and links to other videos to help you get started on building your own choice board for your students. Thanks for learning and watching this video with us. We hope that this has helped to support you in your next steps for instructional routines. See you next time.